universe here in Oklahoma City want to see one more time. Oh!
Another Claymore kick.
Didn't even drop the microphone. Thank you very much.
What's going on, YouTube? It's NC, a place to be, chilling with Chummy Mr. A&E. Back to give you guys a Raw review for the first Raw of 2020 of January 6, 2020. And once again, I am very, very upset that I was searching all through my office and I could not find my camera. So the thing is, you know, I've always said before, I got the new camera, but I can't find my tripod piece. I'm still having trouble trying to use the thing, so I'm working on that, but I couldn't find the old camera because I promised to give you guys back the visuals. That's why the little box in the corner that's featuring a little picture or something is just supposed to be me talking into the camera, but we don't have that at the moment. So, but you know what? It's fine. We'll get on Raw review because you guys still deserve a Raw review. Okay? So, right now, it's the first Raw of the new year, and how do we start off Raw? Well, the way we start off is with Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman coming out to the ring. So this is Brock Lesnar's first Raw of 2020, and they're about to drop a blockbuster announcement. So Paul Heyman comes out and lets everybody know that there is nobody that is going to be able to deal with Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble to go one-on-one with the World Heavyweight Championship. So what's going to happen is that Brock Lesnar is going to enter the Royal Rumble. But what's going to happen is he's going to go in there and he's going to victimize 29 other participants by coming in at number 1. So Brock Lesnar in the Royal Rumble coming in at number 1. He is the World Heavyweight Champion. And I have to say, that is some blockbuster news. However, how great is the news? Because, see, is the title going to be on the line? People were wondering that. And I don't think that the championship is going to be on the line. But the thing is, they did this in 2016. Roman Reigns is number 1. And the championship being on the line. And Reigns couldn't actually hold out for the whole Rumble. They had to do a spot with the League of Nations, beat him down. And he was out for about a good 29 minutes. Lesnar is not wrestling for an hour. You know, Brock Lesnar already says that Lesnar will win the Rumble. That's not a prediction. It's a spoiler. Usually when he says that, that could be kind of truthful. But with that being said, unless you're taking Lesnar out with a big spot, and then, or you have him like do the Chris Jericho rest thing because he's a 62 minute man, I don't see how Lesnar's going to last towards the end of the whole Rumble. I'm being honest with you. So, Is it a blockbuster news? Obviously, it's noteworthy, of course, but I don't know how it's going to necessarily work out because this shows me that there's no plan for Lesnar at WrestleMania at the moment. They probably got plans for the Universal Championship. I'm still thinking probably Roman Fiend or Fiend somebody else, but I'm just saying. But I don't look like Lesnar is going to, I don't know what it is, and I don't think about anything about Cain Velasquez or anything of that nature. Next up is the match that was advertised last week for United States Championship, Rey Mysterio taking on Andrade. It was kind of awkward because they just cut to Rey Mysterio talking Spanish into the camera and then gets the interview about going out to the match and thanks Dominic for not letting him retire. Goes out there and has the match with Andrade. Andrade got the nice looking gear coming out there, that bright orange. Once again, these guys have a great match. It's hard to have a bad match between Andrade and Rey Mysterio. That's just the truth here. They have a decent matchup, but there's the finish is what the problem was. So Andrade launches Mysterio up into Selena Vega, and then it looks like Mysterio is trying to be concerned about her, but then Andrade comes out, slams him into the ring steps, throws him back in, about to go for the DDT. The referee kind of like stops it. Then they had to reset the whole thing over again, where Ray has to go back and be concerned again, and then get the hammer out DDT in the ring. It was a clusterfuck. It really was. I was like, "What is going on here?" I don't like how this is. I don't like how this is turning out. But that ending kind of really took me out the match a little bit. Andrade retains the United States Championship here, but we see later on the night that this is clearly not over. Next up, we get the tag team championships. The Viking Raiders taking on the Street Profits, taking on the best tag team in the world, Gallows and Anderson. Good triple threat matchup here. I think we've seen better triple threat matches with them in NXT. So the Viking Raiders, towards the end there, Viking Raiders toss out Montez Jordan. He leapfrogs over and falls on Gallows and Angelo Dawkins. And then they take Carl Anderson and give him a power bomb into the splash. And they didn't give him the Viking experience, which I thought that was the finishing move. But the Viking Raiders retain the tag team championships here, which in my personal opinion, if they're not going to do a 6-man tag team match at WrestleMania, I figured they would probably be doing AOP versus the Viking Raiders at Mania. That would be a decent matchup where I think AOP will probably take them. But right now they got the 6-man feud thing going on, so I'm seeing what's going to go on with that. And once again, I'm not going in a particular order because once again I had to go back and double down and watch some things on Raw from YouTube and Hulu, obviously, of things that I missed. So things may not be in order as I am presenting them. Eric Rowan is job somebody out, but this time we usually see jobbers go over and peek into the cage and see what's in the cage. But this time Eric Rowan is actually willing to show people you want to know what's in the cage and see what's in the cage. Well, we get that, and I have to say, when the guy came out, it was like his face was like red, something like something bit him or something. He was just screaming, going to the back, and nobody knew what to think. So now I'm getting kind of curious of what is in that cage, because later on tonight, Mojo Rawley said, "Can I get a peek?" Wait, who? Mojo Rawley said, "Can I get a peek of it was in that cage?" And he says, "What the hell's wrong with you?" So unless Eric Rowan got chupacabra in that cage, I think the payoff may be a little bit short. Because if it's like a snake or something like that, you shouldn't be doing all that hollering over some type of snake in there. It has to be some kind of vicious beast that should not be legalized to have as a pet. Just saying. Becky Lynch comes out to the ring and she cuts a promo saying that she's been on top of the world for this past year, and it just seems like this holiday time she had time to think. She was home with her family, getting into Seth Rollins, the Monday Night Messiah, as he calls himself, Raw Jesus. So she said that, I don't know if I should have took this match with Asuka, but then before she gets there, Asuka comes out and talks in broken English and Japanese, doing one of them NXT Japanese promos that she's good for, and she's just twirling around. And when she comes to the ring, before she even gets like a full word out, Becky Lynch socks her right in the face, and then just walks off. So I'm glad they're going back to this rivalry. I mean, it wasn't the best thing ever, but I mean, hey, they got the job done. They got the point across. Next up, speaking of getting the point across, AJ Styles taking on Akira Tazawa. So, you see Akira Tazawa getting more ring time in since coming over to Raw. But this is a squash match, as AJ Styles has a phenomenal form on Tazawa to pick up the win. And after the match, he's about to go for the Styles Clash, where he says, "You know what? No, we're not going to do it." He takes Tazawa, throws him over the ropes, and does the vintage or in DDT. And then he goes and calls for the RKO and hits Akira Tazawa with the RKO and then pins him that way. So he went in a squash match. I say he pinned him after the final form. I'm sorry about that. No, he pinned him after he hit the RKO on him. Not a bad RKO on him, I'm saying, but this rivalry is going to go into next week where Randy Orton is taking on AJ Styles, and that's pretty much it. So, we got a matchup getting up ready for Charlotte versus Sarah Logan. Sarah Logan, as I know, was just beating down Charlotte and just beating her into the crowd and everything, but Charlotte kind of fights back. Sarah Logan stomps on the rope. You don't do that. And then Charlotte beats her up and then tells her to go get his rope. So, it was a pointless segment that led to absolutely nothing. It led to absolutely nothing. So, what was the point of the segment in the first place? But you know what? It looks like, because Charlotte's the only one that entered the Women's Royal Rumble so far. Obviously, you know that Sarah Logan's probably going to enter the Rumble, stuff like that. But if this is going to be showing Charlotte taking out all women leading up to the Royal Rumble, all stuff is kind of pointless. Charlotte made it to the final 2 last year in the Royal Rumble, so everybody can believe that she's probably a shoe-in to win the Rumble. Backstage, Andrade is talking about, in Spanish, about keeping the United States Championship, and has Rey Mysterio's mask. And out of nowhere, you see Rey Mysterio start beating up Andrade, and then you see the back of his head is not covered, and then he takes his mask back and starts beating him up, while Selena Vega keeps yelling at Rey to stop it. So, obviously, this feud is going to continue. What I want is, because I said since last year when they started this rivalry, they've had good match after good match, and I'm like, obviously y'all continue to have good matches, but I want y'all to save that key match of the year for WrestleMania, and that was it should be a mask versus title. Come on, if you steal Rey Mysterio's mask, and we've seen this in other storylines in the past with CM Punk and Chris Jericho and Edge, you've seen all this stuff before. If you're going to steal the mask, it usually leads to like a mask versus hair, a mask versus title, it leads to something like that. I would not do it at the Rumble. I'll say put both of them in the Rumble, then probably have something at Elimination Chamber, and then as where Andrade gets over again, and then the final encounter at WrestleMania where Mysterio says, "Look, if it's over, because I can't, I come back, I get victories and everything, but I can't beat Andrade." And it should be like I put my mask and career on the line. So if I retire at WrestleMania, I take the mask off, and look, Rey Mysterio goes down in the Hall of Fame easily, and he puts over Andrade, or Andrade puts the title on the line. That would be a great storyline, and that would be a good match to happen at Mania. Have Dominic by his side, and then you can do the whole Dominic thing. Hey, I think you can do all that kind of stuff. So that's what I'm pulling for WrestleMania. And then we have to relive what I thought was going to stay back in the 2010s decade and a 2019, but it's not. As Lana and Bobby Lashley come down the ring to finish off their wedding ceremony, but there was a thing where the official that was in there to do the wedding got tackled by security. I don't know if that was supposed to be a thing or not. That was to be seen, but then realized that was he was from Lashley to officiate the wedding. So they do the whole thing. I'm not pronouncing man and wife, and Bobby Lashley gives Lana probably the most normal kiss that they have given each other since this whole thing started last year. But then Russo comes up with an obvious green screen because he's on vacation at the beach and shows Bobby Lashley and Lana that he got them a wedding album and showed all this that happened last week. And then as Bobby was about to talk, Lana starts screaming, and then Bobby says, "Shut up." Bobby Lashley's an intimidating looking guy. But when he talks, all that intimidation and everything that Bobby has going for him goes out the window. It goes out the window. So I'm like, he needs a mouthpiece. Lana ain't that, but I'm just saying, but he needs a mouthpiece. That's why I like the Leo Rush thing going on, but he needs like a Paul Heyman mouthpiece for his Brock Lesnar, because he could have even said, if he could like, Lana, shut up. Well, I said, shut up. He just said, shut up. And people started, cheering for it. But he told Rusev that he wants to match next week because Lana stripped his balls away. If you got any balls left, I'm going to take them out and shove them down your throat. And then Rusev automatically just goes from happy Rusev to the Bulgarian Brute Rusev, because next week you're going to get the Bulgarian Brute and you're going to feel punishment all over your body, blah, blah, blah. Don't care. There's no more heat left in this feud. I mean, if Bobby and Lana about to break up, I want to see that. Wrap this whole thing up, because Bobby deserves to do better things, but Bobby needs a mouthpiece. And I'm so sorry that Leo Rush didn't work out, but Leo Rush is back in NXT doing good things over there, but he does need a mouthpiece, and he needs one fast. Shelton Benjamin comes out of hiding to take on Aleister Black in a very kind of quick match. These two could have had a great matchup, but obviously the way the WWE views Shelton Benjamin in these days is going to be Jobber County only. So he has a match with Aleister Black, and Aleister Black hits with a back elbow, then hits the black mask on him. Then out of nowhere, Buddy Murphy jumps Aleister Black from behind and then gives him a V-trigger knee outside near the timekeeper's area. Then gets the chair, gives him another knee to the face and sits Indian style on the barricade, as they're going to have a match next week because this rivalry is not over. And I think that Aleister Black may get his first loss, because you want to keep this rivalry going. Obviously, with him taking 2 straight wins over Buddy Murphy. The new and improved Drew McIntyre is back, and he's taking on No Way Jose. You know what? At first, I didn't know how to feel about the way the new Drew McIntyre kind of attitude was, but now I am really, really feeling the new Drew McIntyre. I'm telling you, I'm feeling this guy. So he comes out and he beats down one of the I keep saying Rosebud. It's not the Rosebud. You know it ain't the Rosebud. That's Anna Rose and stuff. The Conga line. And gives him the reverse Alabama slam on the apron. Then gives Zoe Jose a Claymore kick with the 3-2-1 countdown. and it gets on the mic and says, "Do y'all dare me to do another Claymore kick? Do you double dare me?" So he does it to No Way Jose, then does a kip up. All this with the microphone still in my hand, and that's how we see he says all day with the microphone still in my hand. So it was great, and then he said he beat down the other Conga line. He's like, "Look, I don't like Conga lines, but except the cheeseburger, you seem like a nice guy. But since I've been having not got shot in the title, so the only way to do it is to go inside the Royal Rumble." So this new heel, it's like he plays up to the crowd, but he's still a heel. And I like that. He's still a he gonna beat down your heroes. He don't care, and he gonna do what he wants to do. But he's gonna play up to you because he knows you like the shit he do. I'm liking that Drew McIntyre, and honestly, I kind of hope he does win the Royal Rumble. I don't know, like I said, I don't know what the win or what's gonna happen with that, but I kind of do hope that he does win the Royal Rumble. So I did kind of skip the fact that the Monday Night Messiah and AOP had the promo also with Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens, and they decided to have a fight a partner tonight, and then Kevin Owens was kind of nervous about the partner choice that was going to be, but then Samoa Joe told him to relax, and he peeked through the door, everything's cool. So it's a 6-man tag team matchup, AOP and the Monday Night Messiah, Seth Rollins, taking on Samoa Joe, Kevin Owens, and the returning Big Show. Big Show makes his way back to WWE after 2 years. The last time we seen Big Show is the oh my god moment we got back in 2017 is when Brock Lesnar tossed him through the cage and he fell on the cage door. So that was the last time we seen Big Show. He had to get hip surgery, and he came back and looked good. Once again, I would let Big Show to come back and be dominant, but the crowd was taking it in. Every time Big Show does come back, it is like a monumental thing, but then he just loses momentum. WWE really never capitalizes on the momentum that the Big Show has when he comes back, and I don't know why. But the Big Show is back, and they have a decent 6-man tag team matchup that goes nowhere because as the Big Show's getting beat down by AOP, about to give him a double choke slam, Seth Rollins comes in and hits him with a steel chair, and then it gets disqualified. So Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, and Big Show win by disqualification, and then AOP and all of them get into a big brawl, which as they try to rush off the air, shows that next week it's going to be a 6-man tag team fist fight. So don't know what that is. I don't know. I just don't know what they're gonna do with this. The AJ Styles is going to take on Randy Orton next week, and I forgot what the other matches are, but that's what Rusev versus Bobby Lashley next week. So this is how Raw started off for 2020, and I have to say, overall, I give Raw a passing grade. Once again, I'm still sticking with my passing or failing. No more letter grades, no more percentage grades. I'm giving Raw either passing or failing, and I think Raw did a good passing grade this week. I like the return of the Big Show. I like the match between Andrade and Rey Mysterio, minus the finish. Lana Lashley was not too long. Eric Rowan underneath that thing is like finally we're getting somewhere with that. 80,000 Orton storyline. Asuka and Becky Lynch storyline could have been better. The tag team matchup was decent, and I'm loving the new Drew McIntyre. So post out in the comments down below how you guys feel about Monday Night Raw, and basically hit that like button. Next week, I promise you, I'm going to do everything I can to find a video or find some way to record visuals to put it up for you guys. I'm not going to let you guys down. You say, I got a new background. I got new logos. Some people have been commenting before down in the comments about, I got to update my thing, which I know. And I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody knows that I've not been up to date with my stuff. But like I said, the new year, new us, we're doing new things. I'm going to let you guys know. So please stay tuned for all that stuff. And I appreciate you guys. Let me know and give me your feedback as well. So I'm not mad about that. I appreciate that. It just takes me a little bit longer for the life that I got going on right now for me to get these kind of things in order. But I hope you guys enjoy the new look, enjoy the new opening, enjoy all that stuff like that. And then you guys will see me again back here for Friday Night SmackDown for another review of that, and that will be on time because those should be coming out Saturday morning. It's just that I'm trying to get that stuff back on time, but Saturday mornings when those things those reviews should be coming out. So once again, this is NCM Place to Be. Just help me say you need. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. And the Nerd Coalition is out.